following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Hey, it's Adeline Van Dyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725. In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Caldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.
YOLO, infidels, that's right. It's Hacker Hameen.
This is Al Schneer from the band Mo.
Hey, this is Corey Glover from Living Color.
And you're listening to EC Radio.
And you're listening to EC Radio.
Live on EC Radio with the Z-Man. So take the pizza out of your fat moron mouse. Sit back and listen before I give you a $5 face slap. You'll never forget, infidels. YOLO.
Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you will support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
EC Radio, Disruption Networks. EC Radio, Disruption Networks.
What's up, everybody? It's a Saturday edition of EC Radio. It's me, Z. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Time to disrupt it a little bit here with EC Radio. I got a couple friends in the house. Hey. I'm very lucky to have you guys come in, by the way, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me here on EC Radio. We've got Trevor and Craig from Enter The Haggis with us. Welcome to the show, fellas. Great to see you.
Thanks, Z.
Thank you.
Great to see you, too.
How's it going? Good?
It's going great, yeah. I can't remember how long ago it was that we played the Electric Company.
Years. I mean,
yeah, that was some time back. I think it was maybe 09 or 2010 or something like that.
Yeah.
There was I want to say there was a couple times in there, but those are my blackout years.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I really can't remember much from those days, but
wow.
Yeah. Well, it's great to catch up with you guys. I know you guys last night played at the brewery, right? The Saranac Brewery, yeah. For a hoolie.
That's right, a hoolie.
A hoolie. What exactly is a hoolie?
Well, I guess it's a bit of a party, and the occasion was to celebrate halfway to the Great American Irish Festival.
Yes, which we will be talking about that in just a little bit. And I want to give some love and respect out to my friends at the Great American Irish Fest for setting me up with you guys and always taking good care of us here. We're going to be bringing in a lot of their bands and help promoting and stuff like that.
Oh, great. Yeah, they got a really good lineup this year. They presented the lineup yesterday.
Yeah.
At the
we
Hoolie,
got a sneak preview, yeah.
A lot of the favorites are coming back, such as you guys and the Elders and Hair of the Dog. And
Wee Banjo 3 is coming over from Ireland.
Wow.
And you got to hear these guys. Man, they are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent band.
Oh, they're incredible. Yeah, incredible musicians, great songwriters, great singers, and just unbeatable, really, for the trad kind of sound. Yeah, really good.
Yeah. They got it all.
They got it all?
They
Yeah,
got
look
it
forward
all.
to checking
Yeah,
that out.
yeah.
And that's happening at the end of July, of course, at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds. It happens there every year, July 27th, 28th, and 29th. It's going to be, it's always a great time. And they always put on a great event.
Yep.
And
regardless of the weather, we've had all sorts of, I think there was a tornado that came through one year, but doesn't stop the fans from coming out. The community is so supportive. I mean, there's, often thousands of people huddled under the main stage tent and just rain cascading down from the all around it, muddy, people have their shoes off, and it really adds to the energy. But if it's beautiful, we won't complain either.
that's Mother Nature, upstate New York's Mother Nature bipolarism.
That's
what
right.
happens here. Like it could be 70 degrees in about 5 minutes, watch, and then all of a sudden it'll be a blizzard. So
we were in the Utica coffee shop earlier on today, and somebody commented that I was the third person to walk in with shorts this morning. So.
He really is wearing shorts.
And we saw a guy shoveling his driveway with no shirt on as we drove to your place.
Really?
Yeah.
People
are ready for spring, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But that guy had a good coat on, even though he was topless.
That's true. That's
He was a bit of a Sam Squanch. Yeah.
Well, there are some guys out there doing this cold conditioning. Have you heard about this cold conditioning?
Yeah, I want to try it.
Yeah, they take cold showers.
Yeah, I'm starting off with a cocktail.
Yeah. With Jameson or something.
Extra ice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting an extra cube in, and I'm going to work myself, into, more cubes.
There you go. Right on. When was the exact first time you guys played the area, Utica, Syracuse? Do you remember? Because I feel like you guys are here a lot.
It was so long ago. I think the first time we started playing in the U.S. was in the year 2000. Oh, no, copyright infringement right there. I think it was 2000. Yeah, we went down through this way because we didn't know where we were going. And we said, this is a nice place. Let's come back and play here.
We didn't. It was amazing, actually, the differences touring back then and when we first started coming down here. We didn't have... we would print out MapQuest, no GPS, obviously.
Oh, before we don't even have that.
I know, and before printing out MapQuest to get us down, we would just have a road map, and we would, to try and figure out how long it was going to take us to get there.
What's a road map?
I know. We'd get a ruler and use, and actually mark it out to see how many hours it was going to take to get from one place to another. And if we got lost, I mean, we didn't have a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
If we were stuck in the middle of a town and couldn't find the venue, you'd have to ask strangers for help to see, figure out how to get there. It's things have changed for sure.
Yeah, always the New York page of the Atlas, that fold-out, that was always the first to become completely dog-eared and to disintegrate and turn into map fluff.
Yeah. Eventually, because we tour so much in the Northeast and through New England and down Pennsylvania, all of those key pages that we needed had fallen out of the map and had been destroyed on the floor of the van or whatnot. So we were left with a thick road map atlas of all of the states that were useless to us, really. So,
do you feel the GPS is the best thing that ever happened to a touring band?
You know what? Yeah, I think you become pretty dependent on it.
Yeah.
It's helpful, but by the same token, I don't know. Maybe we're just nostalgic for the old days, but pulling into town and asking directions, and I don't know, finding a payphone, and I don't know, it's kind of charming in its own way, maybe.
Yeah. You'd get people trying to outdo each other for the directions, especially in somewhere like Buffalo. You go, can you tell us how to get to Batavia? Well, you take the 90. No, don't take the 90. Take the 33. This type of thing.
Yeah.
And while you're there, stop at Stan's Gas. No, don't stop at Stan's. Stop at Tommy's Gas.
And then you got to throw in, come to the show after. Thanks for helping us with directions. Come on down to the show. Check us out. Here's a couple tickets or something.
No, I'm going to a Bills game. I hear your team did well. Your team did well here last night. Your hockey team.
The hockey team, did they win last night?
Beat our Canadians, yes.
Oh, yes, they did in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Our beloved Utica Comets. Actually on quite a roll right now. Quite a roll. Are you guys, obviously being from Canada, you guys big hockey fans?
Not much.
Not much?
I'm not really. I mean, as part of my cold conditioning, yes. Yeah, I'm watching a little hockey too with the cocktail.
There you go.
So I mean, I'm plunging right in.
Yeah.
But if the Leafs are doing all right, sure, I'll follow that. But anything else, I hear there was some big game, a big football game on last week, and I don't know what it was. It was.
Don't say the word. You can't say the word. Copyright infringement.
Oh, okay. You can't say the word?
You got to say the big game.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure glad I didn't get arrested.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, we enjoy hockey though. You know, we'll put it on, stream it online, and I played hockey for about 10 years.
Did you?
Growing up poorly. Yeah. Scored maybe 2 goals. You know, in 10 years.
The Leafs got a bright future though. They got some young kids coming up.
Yeah, they've been working hard to get where they are now. So
they've got some great young players, and they're doing pretty well. This is a big hockey town in Utica. I mean, you guys come to the area a lot. You've noticed how much this area loves hockey.
Oh,
absolutely,
man.
Yeah.
It's a big hockey town.
Yeah, there's a big bus load of people who came in from the game to Varick Street last night, and probably doubled the population of Varick Street when they pulled in. Yeah,
it was great. Yeah.
Well, we got a lot of comments out here already. People are blowing up already. A lot of your friends saying hi out there, and hi loves and.
Oh, loves. Well, thank you.
Somebody give Craig some coffee. Yeah, we always get hecklers. That's the one thing we for some reason attract a lot of trolls on this program. Yeah. So we'll see how many trolls we get. But actually, it's a lot of your fans and friends saying hi. So,
that's very kind. Thanks for watching.
People checking in from Fairfield, Connecticut, and people from Florida, and
nice.
then We Banjo 3. Nice, thanks for the plug. So they were checking in and stuff. So good stuff. Yeah,
fantastic.
You guys, how many miles you think you guys put on a year traveling all over? I feel like you guys are road warriors.
But I mean, typically 100,000 or so.
If you're counting the flights and that, then you can really get up.
That's hard to say. I see the van, the big band van stays at my place, and I think about 100,000.
In 20 plus years, how many band vans have you gone through?
Oh, yeah, we got through quite a few.
I think this is the 5th. Yeah. We every 5 years or so we replace them. We were. You know, it's good. You know, it's not a super luxurious way to travel, but we like it. You know, the first one we were just thrilled when we got the first, when we were able to. Craig bought the first one.
Oh, you should have seen it.
And
what a beauty!
Yeah,
it was an old Ministry of Transportation vehicle, and the ones we have now have an extra couple rows of seating, but this one was just 2 captain's chairs and 1 bench behind, so you'd have. I mean, there were 5 of us, so all the seats were filled, and they were vinyl seats, no air conditioning.
The seats didn't recline.
No, they didn't recline. That's right. Yeah, so traveling in the summertime, you'd be stuck to the seat, your legs stuck to the guy beside you. There's nowhere to rest your head to sleep. So I remember we're touring with this bass player who was, I don't know, he's big guy. And Craig ended up falling asleep on him, drooling. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even put his arm around me or anything. I felt so left out. I was like, "Well, Phil, you're there. I mean, come on, man. There's nowhere else to go." Oh well.
Cuddle up with the bass player.
I'm telling you.
Is that when he left? Right after that?
Those warm, fluffy tones of the bass player.
We were fun though. The first few years we were traveling only in Canada before we came down to the U.S. So it was coast to coast across Canada, and it was a lot of miles, and a lot of stretches. Especially across the prairies where it's just so flat. And just cornfields and nothing, for hours and hours.
You get out to the western side of Canada, too. You got to deal with the Rockies and all the mountains, and all the towns are, 12 hours away from each other?
That's it, yeah. Yeah, just to play a few gigs, you really have to drive for hours and hours between shows. That was one thing that impressed us coming down to the U.S. was, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, just a bunch of towns in a row with large populations with
and
easy drive, and and people actually came out to see the shows, which was a bonus. Yeah,
it's always a plus, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, it's better than some of these places that we'd go to. You'd be playing on stage, and you look out at the audience, and it'd just be a few people that had come, and then you see that. Oh wait. That person is singing along with one of our songs, and then you realize she was just chewing her food. And you're like, oh, this sucks. Let's get
Thunder
back
Bay
in.
that one time. I think we played. I think it was just the bartender. We played 20 hours drive from home, and it was just the bartender.
Yeah,
we were
the
playing.
bartender, one guy for a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah,
we don't
he
want
was
to want to infringe on any other copyrights, but there's one guy from a motorcycle club who was in there, and he was cheering us on, and we were glad that somebody was there to hear what we were doing.
That's part of cutting your teeth, though, in the beginning, is playing in front of 2-3 people, and, you've grown.
Trying to put on a good show, and just when there's nobody in the room. Yeah, absolutely.
It's tough to get that vibe going when there's nobody there.
It sure is, yeah.
We talk about this a lot on this program, is playing music in front of people. There's nothing like it. It's better than sex or any drug you've ever done. Just the energy, when there's energy in the room and it's going back and forth and you're feeding them and they're feeding you.
Wait, what did you say? Better than
I said better than sex and drugs, man. What, you gonna say no?
All right, so
come on, you
Yeah,
guys are playing at the
absolutely.
Irish Fest in front of
Absolutely.
20,000 people. It's probably hard for you to go to sleep that night.
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It absolutely, what was really cool is we played at the Great American Irish Festival, and we had Camp Haggis, and we had the big Haggis Head flag up there, and a lot of people camping out for the whole weekend. I mean, this year we'll have that going again because we're going to do 2 nights this year. Last year we could only do 1, but the year before we did 2 nights, and we had a lot of people who camped out, and man, it was a party.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Was that there was one year too you guys collaborated with the Elders, Fat Bottom Girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
How
right.
long ago was
Yeah.
that? I remember that.
Oh man,
A bunch of years
It's
ago.
pretty epic, man.
Yeah, yeah. That was always fun. We always try and do something a little different there. I mean, we had the T-Rex on stage.
Oh, last year. Yeah,
Was
we
that
had
last year? Yeah.
One of our guys, James Treadwell, came up dressed up in an inflatable dinosaur suit for the last song. It was just funny as heck.
Yeah.
And of course, Trevor did I'm going to call it a crowd surf, but it was in kind of an improvised, kind of interpretive crowd surf.
How did I fall off the stage?
Well, you have let yourself go a little bit over the years, and people don't have the strength for your sort of. I'm just kidding.
It's in this band. I mean, we play with we play in front of such a diverse audience, a wide demographic. We play. There's often at the best shows we have anywhere from little kids to grandparents at the shows, and it's one of the great things about Celtic music is that it seems to appeal to a wide age range. So I forget that sometimes when we're playing a festival, and as you say, the energy is huge and everything, and you go dive off the stage, and then you realize afterwards that, geez, there's like grandparents and little kids in the crowd here. It's like, oh my God. What am I doing here?
You got some 80-year-old woman holding you up, grabbing you by the ass,
I think I went face first last year.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to do it the other way around.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna we'll rig up a forklift for you next year or something. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. No, you're not really that bad.
You mentioned the Celtic rock genre. Like, I feel like you're not just that. You're multi-genre in my eyes. I mean, you guys rock, and you've got the folk to you as well as the Celtic set, and then you guys jam as well. So it's like very multi-genre. Do you feel that way too?
Oh yeah.
You got to keep diverse.
You
right?
got to keep it fresh. Especially when you've been doing it for this long. We started off very much doing a Celtic rock sound, but a few of the guys went to school for music performance, and when you study music performance, you study a wide range of stuff from jazz to funk to all sorts of stuff, and you really want to it's fun to bring those influences into the mix, the sound, and then of course traveling through the U.S. We spent a lot of time in the South, and even like sort of the traditional country sound, we like the bluegrass sound, playing some of these festivals, Merle Fest down in South Carolina, has an amazing lineup of artists, but a lot of bluegrass stuff, and it's hard not to take something away from that when you're playing with a whole bunch of different amazing musicians like that. So we've tried to bring it into the mix quite a bit, and we have, and our albums have gone kind of all over the place. And then we've kind of come full circle. I find, after 20 years of being a band, a couple years ago, we did an album called Broken Arms, and it was really, in our minds, sort of right back into the that energetic Celtic rock sound, which was really, really fun for us, bringing the pipes in. There was a couple of albums that didn't have much in the way of pipes, and Craig's a great piper.
Go on.
No, that's true. And Brian's a great fiddle player, and bringing those back to the forefront of what we were doing, I think we got a lot of energy, and our fans really have responded really well to that as well. So.
Oh, nice. Craig, do you play any other instruments other than pipes?
Yeah, man. Quite a lot. I've got, tin whistles. Really, I think I've really come a long way in a tin whistle. When we first started the band, I really couldn't play much on it at all. It was pretty poor. Harmonica I couldn't play then. So I play harmonica quite a bit. I do the odd bit of guitar. Just never been much of a guitar player. Enough to write some songs and to play some rhythm and that type of stuff. As they say, 3 chords and the truth. Get you by. I was playing trumpet for a bit there. Giving that a little bit of a rest right now, but who knows? Might make a reappearance.
Right on. What made you get into the bagpipes?
You know what? I think I got into the pipes because we immigrated from Scotland. I think that's what happened. We left Scotland when I was 7 years old. And, of course, all of a sudden I was there, it was just our family. All the relatives were back there. My cousins were there, my aunts, my uncles, everybody. And all of a sudden I was in Toronto. I was in another place. And then one day we went over to High Park, which is sort of in the west end of Toronto, a big park, and the 48th Highlanders came out, and they marched up and down, and I saw this, and it was, that is the coolest thing that anyone has ever been in all of history. I want to be that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish to march up and down playing the bagpipes. And I ended up sort of doing that. Well, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think had I grown up in Scotland, I probably never would have learned the pipes.
Really?
But I had it just seemed to really call to me, and as it does to many people. Some people, they say you love it or hate it, but one thing's for sure, you'll react to it. And it really does call a lot of people, and I think for a lot of our listeners, it really does call to them. There's something going on there, and they enjoy it, and there's something that just cuts through. I've heard it said that the pipes were the first rock and roll instrument. With what other tune can you cut a swath through a room full of people without a PA system?
Yeah, true. Were you playing in pipe bands before Enter the Haggis at all?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very lucky. When I was about 12 years old, my dad happened to know a man by the name of George Campbell, who was a pipe major of the General Motors pipe band in Oshawa, Ontario. And he had heard, because he knew George, and my dad was a musician too, although, a jazz musician. He still had a bit of a network going, and he knew George. And he said, well, George tells me that they might be starting up a junior band. And they did, and that band became the City of Oshawa, which became a really good band. Anyway, I guess I was technically the first member of the new band, and it took a couple of years to get this thing off the ground. And during that period of time, I had a lot of one-on-one time with George Campbell, and that's how I got an incredible start in a band with a bunch of people who were absolute top-notch players, people who are known in the pipe band world today, people such as Bill Livingston, Bob Worrell, Johnny McKenzie, these people who are, well known as great players, and continue to be well known and well respected. And these were the people I had to play up to.
Uh-huh.
So very, very fortunate beginning.
Made you learn pretty quick too, huh?
Yeah. Well, these folks were were standing around listening to me. At the end, they would have their band practice, and at the end of the band practice, George would say, "Right, Craig, get on your pipes, give us a tune." And I'd have to strike up and march up and down in front of these guys, and I'd have to make it good.
You better make it good,
No,
right?
there was no choice.
Yeah, you guys play a lot of festivals throughout the summertime, don't you? Do you
Oh,
guys?
yeah.
That's a great way to get introduced to new artists and stuff like that. Are there any artists out there that you're supporting or can give some props to that you're listening to these days?
Trevor?
Well, that we've shared stages at festivals with.
Yeah. Are there anybody you endorse out there right now? Any?
Oh, you mean besides the aforementioned We Banjo 3? Have I mentioned them?
Yes.
No, there are a lot of up and coming bands that are really cool, and unfortunately, the Elders are going the way out. So this is going to be, at the end of this year. I think they're done. They'll be back at the Great American Irish Festival. They're the Pigeon Kings, up and coming. We're going to be doing a show with them. Some of the ex-members of Scythian in that band.
There were some great bands. We played the Vancouver Island Music Festival last summer,
yeah.
and there were some great bands out there. What was that? What was that band from the Eastern European group? Were they from? No, you may not have caught them. Anyway, it's useless to even mention.
I think you went around to see them. I know who you mean, but I don't know the name of them.
It was I can't remember the name, but anyway, there were some fantastic.
There's
guys there.
another band that's from Hamilton, Ontario, and they're not too far away, and they're called Poor Angus, and they've really come a long way. I recall when they were just playing the little pubs and things. They came out and they played the Great American Irish Festival last year. Anyway, I don't believe they're back this year, but I'm sure maybe after this podcast,
Now, did I hear the Elders? They're calling it quits after this, huh?
They're
gonna
they said, yeah.
hang it up.
Yeah, I think I think there's. I don't know exactly the full story, but we've certainly become really good friends with those guys, and we have a great mutual respect for each other's music as well. But they've done a lot of traveling in the last bunch of years, and I think at a certain point, a bunch of them have families, and it's tough. I think I'm sure they won't. Sure they won't stop playing music altogether. But I think probably be involved in some other projects and closer to home.
Yeah, hopefully
that
we'll
type
still
of thing.
see them around.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
They do travel a lot. I know they do a lot of tours out to Ireland, and
Yeah,
they
they
bring
do, yeah.
busloads of people from the States to go there. I know a lot
That's
of people
right.
actually
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to.
We've done those tours a bunch of times too.
I was just
yeah,
about
we
to
did
ask.
one with those guys too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been a blast.
Oh yeah, so much fun. It's
awesome people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like family to us. It's been very cool. I mean, we've been able to help them out and suggest to festival people that they bring the Elders out. And that's actually how they ended up coming out this way in the first place. And then they got us into the Kansas City Irish Festival, and
cool.
Then we suggested, I should bring these guys over to Germany. We played a big festival over there called Folkum Schlosshof.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely been, as Trevor says, the mutual admiration society, and they're fantastic guys. I really hope that in some form that they continue some way.
Well, like Trevor said, I
play.
doubt they'll ever stop playing music.
Yep.
It's always in
For
your
sure.
blood. It's in your soul. It's
Absolutely.
stuff you never really stop.
Yeah, and it's fun just playing music. If you're not playing music professionally, it's just fun to play music. I'd be, if I wasn't touring with a band, I'd be playing, strumming the guitar in my basement. And
Yeah, right.
in my kitchen, and I've got 2 little kids at home, and trying to get them into some music as well. So, yeah. Are there any? Do you invite people to ask questions on?
There's a ton of questions here.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
it just keeps blowing up. I mean, if you see my eyes looking down, it's because they keep scrolling and they're blowing up over here. We'll get to some of here. Actually,
that'd be great. Yeah.
Amanda Moss says there's a haggis song for every mood. And she says you're very diverse. Rugged Grace in Ireland. They were on Elders tour. Did you ever hear of those guys?
Rugged Drinks. They must have toured when the Elders went over, maybe with Searson.
Haven't, but I'd love to check them out. Yeah.
Eddie Friend says Craig's an awesome piper.
Whoa. Well, thank you,
Another
Eddie.
Christine's also saying the same thing. Lancaster Gale is my favorite ETH song.
Oh, that
cool.
one was in a movie too. Yeah.
It was in a movie.
Yeah.
What
There's
movie was that?
A hockey movie. So I know it sounds cliche to have a. We're just talking about that, but yeah, there was a hockey movie called Goon.
I love that movie.
Ago. Oh yeah.
So one of your songs is in that movie?
Yeah, right when they there's this like climatic moment at the when they hit the ice for a big game towards the end, and Lancaster Gate is playing as soon as when they go on the ice. So, yeah, you have to watch it again.
Yeah, I definitely will. I love that movie. Hilarious. And Goon 2 actually was a pretty good sequel.
Oh yeah, I forgot they came out. Yeah.
Usually those sequels never really match up to the original, but this one actually did.
Oh, cool.
Christine's also saying Trevor's a great songwriter. Screaming Orphans is Christine's band she's endorsing.
Absolutely, Screaming Orphans. They're we've played with them a ton as well. It's just hard when you're put on the spot to think of all these guys, but yeah, they're a great band. Yeah,
fantastic harmonies, fantastic performance. Yeah,
they've been around for a long time, but the last few times we've seen them, I feel like they've really ramped it up.
Oh yeah,
really,
like super engaging with the audience.
Where are they from?
They're from Ireland, but they're based in New York City, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they all live there.
Barb is saying she would love to see ETH and Carbon Leaf share the stage together.
Oh, we have done that before.
Carbon
We've done
Leaf.
a cruise of the Boston Harbor with them, and we've also played up in New Hampshire at Higher Ground.
Vermont, but
Vermont,
yeah.
I'm sorry, that's Vermont.
Yeah,
Burlington.
And great venue, by the way.
Massachusetts at the college there. I was quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
Paul Smith's
Paul Smith
college. But anyway, we have, and let's send. I'll send an email to Barry once in a while, or he'll send an email to me. We keep in touch with those guys.
Yep. Right on, brother. Let's see. The Great American Irish Fest won't be the same without you guys, without the Elders or you guys. So that's coming from Grace Hudson. And
thanks, Grace.
She's right. I mean, you guys are staples to that festival. Both of you.
Man, know what?
People come from miles and miles and miles to see you guys perform at that festival.
It's kind of like my fave weekend of the year. It's not that far from home. I mean, where I live, if I had a hovercraft, I could be home in an hour. I just head across Lake Ontario and I'd be there. So I kind of feel like, we're not that far from home, but it's a little bit of a different world. Mm-hmm. It's a different country.
Yeah,
that's for sure. But it is just a good feeling. Always so well taken care of there. Right. And always, feel appreciated. And we like to get out and meet everybody because there's a lot of people we haven't seen for a year at that time. So
yeah, it's a good family reunion type of thing, right?
Oh, beauty. Yeah.
And I feel like that's the atmosphere the Irish Fest creates. It's a gathering, a yearly gathering. Sometimes you don't even see these people for a year, and that's when you see them at the Irish Fest. So they do a great job over there. Hats off to them.
Absolutely.
My good friend Adeline Van Dyke, and she's also the host of Home Free Podcast here on Disruption Network. She says a bunch of us from Utica are going to the Kansas City Irish Fest this year. So you might see some Utica contingency out there.
Wow.
Cool. They'll probably be the loudest one in the crowd.
Look forward to it, yeah.
Eddie Friend, I told the guys this story. I'm a mailman. ETH got me through the worst of the Christmas rush, blasting it out of my mail truck. So
That's right. Thanks for the publicity. People running behind the truck like an ice cream van. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Mailman, what are you playing? Where can I get it?
So you guys have been doing this dual thing for a little while, right?
It's been a couple of years now. It was actually it's thanks to Utica that Craig and I have been doing this because it was Mark Sistai who the Blarney Rebel Band that we saw those guys last night, and they're good friends of ours. And it was Mark who suggested that I come down, and this was the first time I'd ever been asked to play solo. And he set up a house concert at Gene's house. Gene's the drummer.
Yeah.
And
he always has cool little concerts at his house.
Yeah, he's got a very, very cool vibe in that house. That house too. So we came down, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it or I should do it. Or I could do it. for a while, and then I said to Mark, let's go for it, and came down and did it, and I was terrified. You know, it's amazing. Like, you can play for crowds of thousands of people when you're playing with what you're playing with the same guys on the same stage, and you can talk to the audience and everything. And then at a house concert by yourself, it's like you feel just naked. It's just so different. So I was terrified, but I did it, and ended up doing a couple things like that, and then invited Craig. Craig was at Loose Ends, and I was going down to do a couple of shows, and I said to Craig, would you come down and play? And at that point, we hadn't worked anything out.
No, I think we were at the Hibernians, were we?
And we were playing tonight actually at the Hibernians in Oswego. That was the first time Craig and I actually ever played together as a duo. So we did that and just kind of ham and egging it a bit. But yeah, then we thought it was a good thing to do, doing the duo shows. It gave us some, I don't know, it was just a different way to do things. Craig ended up playing a lot more whistle, which I think is really improved too.
Oh,
You've said it improved.
Helped me so much. Yeah, it helped me so much. I wasn't at the same level of not to brag or anything, but we all have to grow somehow, and that if I don't grow up, at least I'll grow into a better whistle player. Does that compensate for not growing up?
Are you guys writing too when you're doing this duo thing? Are you writing new songs?
Well, Craig and I share a hotel room often on the road with ETH, and certainly as a duo. So we've always got an acoustic guitar around there. Craig's often got his whistles and harmonicas and things. Doesn't play the bagpipes in the hotel room.
No, I should start doing that. Open the window and then put up a sign. We are playing at this venue at this time. Please come.
And then just start playing.
And then start playing more.
Out the window.
I don't believe that. Did you see that man playing bagpipes in the hotel window?
But we do. Certainly, Craig's got song ideas. I've got song ideas, and if we're not collaborating on writing a song, we'll at least be hearing each other's songs, and we'll have comments, for each other. So.
You suck.
Shut up, God. I'm trying to sleep. Yeah.
Well, doing this duo thing, though, it's got to keep your chops going, especially when Enter the Haggis
very
isn't
much so.
doing anything right now,
That's been great. Well, I think, as I always say, I say this, it sounds like exaggerating, but I'm not exaggerating when I say that Trevor probably writes a song every day, and what's got to be close to it. He writes an awful lot of material, and I would like to say I write 0.01% of a song every day too, 0.01.
0.0.
But lately we were working on something which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it gives. The duo thing gives us a chance to test drive some of these tunes too. Like the Enter the Haggis is recording some new music now, and before even the other three guys in the band heard some of those songs, Craig and I were out touring them on the road and getting a feel for how they were going over with people. And I think if you can make them go over and connect with people with an acoustic guitar and a whistle, then there's a real shot of it going over well once you can add a whole bunch of different layers to it, the drums and the bass and whatever Brian's going to add to it. So it's really, the duo thing is a great opportunity. And the band, Enter the Haggis was all that we in the band did for many years musically or for our jobs. What that meant is we had to be out all the time playing, talking to the agency and saying, keep us as busy as possible. It's tough, and the Enter the Haggis ends up playing shows that, can be challenging to do because there are space limitations on the stage, and we're just trying to play all the shows we can play. And we taken a step back from that and just said, these are the places that we love to play. A lot of great performing arts centers and festivals, and just the shows that are so easy and fun, and that really connect well with wherever we are. And that's meant that people have kind of had to go outside of their comfort zone. And, Brian and his wife Rose have a group called House of Hamel. And they've been doing very well with that. They just did a second Kickstarter for a second record for those guys.
They're also going to be on the Great American Irish Festival.
And they're and I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yes, they are at the Great American Irish Festival. So there you go. So yeah, they've been doing that, and that's been great for them. And I know Mark, our bass player, he lives out in Portland, Maine, and he's been playing with a bunch of different groups, recording in town. And our drummer Bruce in Toronto, he's got a studio, and that's actually where Enter the Haggis has been recording, at his studio. And he records other bands there and plays with a bunch of bands in Toronto as well. So and then that's given us the chance to branch out a little bit, and then when we come back and we play as Enter the Haggis again, we've all we've developed our individual skill sets, and we were able to bring something back to it. So that's been great. Yeah.
What do you guys think you'd be doing if you weren't doing this? If you weren't musicians?
Jeez, I think I'd be maybe some kind of craftsman, or I think I would love to make instruments, maybe make bagpipes and have an organic farm and live off the land and something like that. Just
ooh, that sounds amazing. Yeah,
I would love to do something like that.
I would do that too. That sounds good. An organic farm. Yeah, I love painting too, or artwork. I do that kind of in my spare time when I can. So a little painting studio would be great. But if we had to make money, this is not a money making stuff we're talking about. I'd probably be doing some office job, I think, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I've done quite a few of those, and man, they suck.
Have you ever made your own bagpipes?
This is funny. I once invented a comical instrument called, get this, the hose bagpipes. And I put reeds into various different tubes, and it sounded like a kazoo on steroids. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to play it here because I really don't want to hurt people. And yeah, that was one of the inventions. I was trying to think up. I've got a lot of conceptual instruments in my mind. One of them is this sort of idea where you're playing like a bagpipe, but at the same time you have these picks on your fingers and you're plucking strings as your fingers move at the same time.
It sounds pretty much like what you do with Enter the Haggis every night.
So yeah, I'm always conceptualizing various things. I've stuck the odd thing on on the drones of my pipes to see if they would resonate while playing. They didn't.
Well, what a cool thing to do, though, to make a set of bagpipes. I mean, you'd need a lathe, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, they have, you can certainly take classes on making a guitar, which a lot of people do. But I've never seen an advertised class for a workshop for making bagpipes before.
I've actually seen the plans, and I have them somewhere. They were, I think it was a long time ago, and it might have been in Popular Mechanics or something like this, and they actually published all the dimensions for a set of pipes if you wanted to make your own set of pipes. I think the tough part is the toughest part of the whole thing would be making the chanter, which I'm sure most of you know out there is the bit that you play on. It's the part that really makes all the melody, whereas the other three sticks sticking up are the drones, and they just are just providing a constant tone, providing a harmony to the chanter. But the inner dimensions of the chanter, that is a conical bore, and that is the part that's the toughest bit to get right, because you need an actual tool for that, some sort of.
Hey, Craig, I know Z was interested before. When did you get your bagpipes? And so you actually, because there's a video People are watching.
They're
you.
watching me?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's
You should show people what
Thanks,
you're.
Trevor.
Well, no, I was just saying, because people don't.
I need a co-host, by the way. You wanna-
No, people.
Hi.
Yeah,
Wait a
people-
minute, I'm posing for the camera. I can't do it right now.
Pout. You got to pout.
Oh, pout?
Yeah, do
like
your
a
fish
Paul
lips.
McCartney pout?
Do fish lips.
Fish lips.
There you go.
Yeah, go get your pipes. Go get your pipes. Come on, let's go.
Wow.
Yes, Buzz.
Not only
No. It's
Yes,
just people.
Buzz.
You say,
guitar
you say-
player, tour manager.
you
What
say-
else does he do
yeah,
over here?
Yeah, he does everything.
He
He's a whip cracker.
Whip cracker. Yeah.
Get your pipes now, boy. Pipe boy. All right.
People are excited. No, because you say the chanter and people don't know what you're talking about. So that's it would
Well,
be cool
let
to,
me show
There you
all
go.
of you
There you
right
go.
now.
And Craig's had to make adjustments to his pipes as well. 'Cause,
I'll show you those too.
do it.
Well, okay.
Before you grab them, Christine wants to know: are you bringing Nessie on tour with you?
Oh, Nessie. Oh, this sounds like Christine Siriaki. That
Yep.
must be the Christine of which you speak.
Yep.
Nessie is guarding my condo right now. Anybody? Nessie is a crocheted green Loch Ness monster, made for me by Christine.
Oh, cool.
And yes, Nessie is back along with my other pets, Teddy. That's my teddy bear.
Christine
And
is
Wolfie.
yeah.
Wait, I'm not finished.
Okay.
Wolfie, my
Okay.
beanie baby wolf. And they're guarding my condo. Hold on. I'll go get my pipes.
Oh, good idea. Okay.
Amanda said, "Go get your pipes."
Yeah, Christine Siriaki. She's she came to we played in Northampton, Massachusetts for New Year's. The last few years we've done 4 shows there.
The Iron
over
Horse.
2 nights at the Iron Horse. Yeah, and yeah, people are very generous to us. They often bringing gifts to us, and Christine is a master knitter, and she knit a bunch of little stuffies for my kids and a stuffy for Craig as well. So,
Yes.
yeah, we have a bunch of her blankets in the in our tour van too. So yeah,
You probably get
very,
a lot of
very lucky.
You get a lot of fan art, don't you?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like actual artwork as well, for sure.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
In my Facebook page, that one you can see that done by one of our appreciators. That was it. Is everyone able to see?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I followed Trevor's commands, and I have retrieved my bagpipes, which are here they are. Would you like a quick bagpipular lesson?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, first of all, you'll notice that there is a bag, and the bag is in here. I don't know if I can't.
Yeah,
really.
they can see.
You can see everything. It's a wide-angle lens.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. You can see the ancient Lindsay tartan, which is supposed to be, according to the Highland Games people who will sell you anything because they look up your name. Here, this is supposed to be my family tartan. I never saw anyone in my family wearing this tartan ever. Maybe on their pajamas. These 5 things sticking out here. This is the chanter. It's got holes in it for notes. And you
this
can see.
this is a carbon fiber version.
Yes,
of
this is
too,
made by
which is
Carbony
unusual.
Celtic
Yeah.
Winds, and it is made of carbon fiber, and it's very, very strong. And you can see I have tape on here, Scotch tape, appropriately, and we use that to to flatten the holes if they're too sharp, if the pitch is too sharp. And over here the drones. And the blowpipe for getting air in here. There's a little one-way valve at the end of here, just kind of like a heart valve. I hope there's no cholesterol buildup in there, because that would be really gross. Everyone would be icked out by that, including myself. Anyway, so you blow the air in there, and it goes into the bags, and it comes out here, and you wiggle your fingers, and ta-da! Hey! And that's it. Now you guys all know how to play the pipes. Start bands everywhere. I dare you.
Yeah, I mean, from a technical standpoint, though, Craig has made a lot of adjustments to the bagpipe. The bagpipes are traditionally in and or about the key of a B flat.
Yes.
And we used to play back in the day. Craig used to play a B flat set of pipes, which meant that Brian had to tune his fiddle up by a half step, which meant he broke a lot of strings. And I had to capo always on the guitar. We'd sing a little higher, And there were a few things like that. So anyway, Craig has kindly adjusted his pipes, and this was
And don't forget it.
years and years ago, but he made adjustments to play in the key of A, which made everybody else's life a lot easier and made his life a lot more difficult.
Are those the only two keys you can play a bag in?
No, you can play. Well, if you were, I guess I could play an A or D or maybe B minor.
There are 9 notes
Yeah.
that the
9 notes,
instrument can play.
Yeah, there's not a lot on
so,
here.
you know, you're sort of
It's all in the B
confined
flat
to
scale.
the keys. Well, it's an A mixolydian scale.
Okay.
It's like a major scale with a flat 7. Yeah, they play comfortably in A or D mostly. But we've done a few tunes in F sharp minor recently.
Yep.
E minor, B minor.
A lot of avoid notes.
Yeah.
You start getting into these things. I've had to modify these to get into the key of A, as Trevor was saying. And if I show you a little bit, I don't know if you can see this here, but in the bass drone, this would normally play. This would be the same as the tonic of the scale, which would be an A. Although this set here is made for B flat. The chanter, made by Rob Gandara, who's out west, and he made me this chanter, carbon fiber, and it's actually a very specialized chanter. It's custom made. It's the Craig Downey model, and
Your signature series?
well, that's what I'm calling it anyway. Makes me feel good about myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like to feel as important as possible. I mean, don't we all? But anyway, this was playing in B flat, but to modify it, I put in this little, what you call the mid joint of the tenor. I put a little bushing in there to make it more narrow, and this is the barrel of a hotel pen somewhere. I put that little piece in there, and that lowers it but a half tone. And I've put other pieces in the other drones too to do the same thing. You can't quite see them because they're more inserted. But anyway, that is how I managed.
And he's saying everything you want to know about bagpipes, but we're afraid to ask.
That's right. But I mean, even the reeds too. I mean, Craig has been over in Scotland twice to see his family in the last couple of years, and while over there, he's picked up sets of reeds. They have to be pretty specific reeds to play in the key of A. So.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Again, you guys going to play a couple songs for us maybe in a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah,
I have to do some
absolutely.
tuning.
Colleen saying thanks for a great evening of entertainment last night.
Thanks to Colleen. Colleen was the organizer of the event,
yes.
and she put a lot of time and energy into making it happen. So we thanks her. Hats
Yeah.
off to Colleen.
Fantastic people there. helped us out so
Absolutely.
much, yeah.
They're all super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Amanda Moss wants to know if there's a spit valve on that thing.
Ooh. No, it just goes into the bag and turns into bagpipe fungus.
Yeah.
No, there's no spit valve on it. Yeah. Any other questions?
I do want to tell everybody who is watching this video, if you could do me a huge favor and just share this video, that would be helping us out immensely. Thank you so much. Just click the share button and help us get this out there as much as possible. You'll be showing us awesome love here at EC Radio and Disruption Network, as well as our friends here at Enter the Haggis and Craig and Trevor as well. So please share this video. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's my PSA for the day.
Of course. Very good.
That is my PSA for the day, for sure. You got anything you want to plug? Let's plug your social medias and your websites, and if you got any local dates coming up or...
Yeah. Well, we got enterthehaggis.com always, and we're on Facebook. What else do we have, Trevor? We have other stuff.
Craig and I are probably the last people to ask about this type of thing. I know there's an Instagram and wow, whatever else. I don't know.
Everything's pretty much
anything.
Enter the Haggis.
Yeah, those
You can find
things.
it if you're looking for it. It's in terms of local dates.
Ooh, what do we have? Well, we have Buffalo.
Are you
on
on?
the
You're
17th.
online there.
We're
Obviously.
online, so we're international, really.
Oh,
if you
Okay.
think
Yeah.
about it.
Well, would you mind going to enterthehaggis.com?
And while you're at it, could you look up our Wikipedia page so we can find out about other stuff about ourselves?
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you want to see us, check out enterthehaggis.com, and the tour dates are on there. I know we got a pretty busy March St. Patty's run coming up, and we'll actually be out in Seattle for the actual St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. So looking forward to getting out there.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be the next run of shows. Basically, going to be Ann Arbor. Trevor and I are playing, Oswego, and then we are playing at Fanatics.
In Geneseo on
Fanatics
Sunday.
Pub, Geneseo, Trevor and I. And then coming up, we've got on the 16th, we are at the Arc in Ann Arbor, Michigan. On the 17th, we're at the Ironworks in Buffalo.
Great spot.
Yeah, and then we have we've got a run of shows coming up. We're going to be in I think
Rochester. We're in Rochester. Yeah.
Oh, Rochester. That's correct. Yes.
Funk and Waffles. It's the old. It was Water Street
Music Hall,
and now it's Funk and Waffles. Yeah.
Yeah. Big ups to my boy Adam Gold, who runs the place. He's the owner. He also plays in the band Sophistafunk. Are you familiar with Sophistafunk?
Oh yeah, that's the name. Yeah.
Yeah. He's also in that band too. And they had Funk and Waffles in Syracuse, which is still going right in the middle of Armory Square.
That's right.
And then he bought the Water Street Music Hall and he turned it into a Funk and Waffles. So you're gonna love it there.
Fantastic.
And the food's phenomenal too.
Okay.
Everything.
Looking forward to it.
If you guys like waffles, you're gonna love the place.
We will after this.
You can have everything with a waffle. Anything you want with a waffle. It's
awesome.
Really cool.
Great. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
You're gonna love that spot. Andrew is saying Rochester is on the 18th.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew. I wonder if that's Andrew Nesbitt.
Yes, it is.
Well, hello, Andrew Nesbitt.
Yes, and he's also saying it's good to see that you guys are getting much needed attention. So.
Yeah. And Andrew is perhaps my oldest friend. Mm-hmm. He's 102. No, he's not. He's I've known him since he was born about maybe 10 miles or something like that from where I was born in Scotland, and we met I think in grade 6 or something like this. Yeah, we avoided the same bullies on the way to school. So he goes back.
And you still live very close by. No?
Yeah, well, that's correct. I don't live too far. And he recently he purchased a big green egg, and he's been doing a lot of very interesting smoking of various carnivorous delights.
Gotcha.
Yes. So go to Andrew's place, find out where he lives, and go to Andrew's place and tell him to fire up the big green egg.
I'll be there in a little bit, Andrew. I'm gonna hop in the bus with these guys. We'll see you in a couple hours. You did mention that you're recording an album. Do you have a projected date when you're gonna release this album, or?
No, and I don't think we're not gonna rush it. We recorded 14 tunes at Bruce's studio a couple weeks ago. That was great. Now this is just sort of a pre-production phase where it's all just kind of scratch stuff, not final takes on things. But I think Bruce was gonna work on doing the final drums last week, so we'll be curious to hear where he's at with that. There's a lot of you can record remotely now, with technology. So Mark will probably end up doing his bass parts from Maine. I got a little studio in my basement, so I'll either go to Bruce's place or do some stuff at my place. So it's easy to kind of poke away at things now from that standpoint.
Technology, man.
Oh, it's crazy.
It really is. It's hard to keep up too.
Yeah.
It's just always evolving every day, it seems like. Yeah. But do you guys all use the same program too, though? Like if you guys are in separate places? No?
No. So this is the first time we've really done something like this. We recorded with Bruce last time at his studio, but we recorded all in the same place, all of our parts, more or less. So this is the first time we're kind of experimenting with that, with different different programs. I use Apple's Logic Pro X program, and Bruce uses Pro Tools. So you can still share things. Makes it a little more challenging. And Mark uses a program called Reaper, I believe.
Reaper. Yeah. And what's Brian on?
I think he's using
Cubase.
No, he used to. He's using he's using Logic now.
Yeah.
So.
And I've got Pro Tools. What is it? What
Pro
version?
Tools 11, I think.
I'm so terrible on it. Yeah, my computer's not strong enough to run it, so I got to upgrade.
Yeah, or just go to Bruce's place. Yeah.
I could do that. That'd be easier, much easier.
Pro Tools 2.0 or something.
I think we recorded on that when we did Casualties of Retail.
How many albums you guys got under your belt?
Oh man, I don't know.
Where's that Wikipedia page?
In the teens, right?
Yeah, at least
14,
at least 10 though, but plus some live records.
Some live stuff out there.
10 and maybe like 3 or 4 live records too. So
some DVDs out there too.
Yeah, and then we did DVDs. Yeah.
That's right. You did live at the Westcott too. The Westcott.
That's
Theater.
right.
Yeah.
Live at the Westcott. That's true.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Another hometown thing.
And Bruce has actually
us.
been it's so easy. I mean, when we used to do live records, we'd have to bring in a truck, and run huge cables in, and it was just a huge expense to record live music. But now with our in-ear monitor board on stage, Bruce has been recording every show that we've done for the last at least probably a year or so. So we've got tons and tons of live recordings that he's been kind of, massaging and, hopefully tuning my vocals a little bit here and there,
Do you go through these live recordings and really pick them apart?
We haven't done that enough.
Yeah.
Because that is super helpful for sure. Just recording in general. Listening to it's hard to listen, or I've found it's hard to listen to my voice over the years, and certainly for good reason. Sometimes, but it really makes you focus and pay attention to how you're projecting when you're singing and you're tuning and all that kind of stuff. It's very helpful for sure.
Craig, what do you do when you're not on the road? When you're sitting at home, chilling? Are you out and about? You active or?
Yeah.
You relaxing?
Waxing?
Relaxing. Waxing. Are you waxing your legs? Yes. Get rid of that bikini line.
This is the dawning of the age of my hairy. Oh, never mind. All right. Well, I do. I do. Well, people would be shocked to hear this, but I actually do a lot of kind of working out. I do a bit of. I'm no good at it, so don't pick on me. But I do a little bit of martial arts. I'm still learning. To run away from bad people. I don't know, stuff like that. That's what I do about 4 days a week or something.
Oh, cool.
And that and writing some stuff too. I've got a ton of unfinished tunes to work on. Yeah,
right
so that's mainly what I'm up to at this point. And of course, I'm just trying to right now investigating other possibilities of places where I could do kind of what you do here, just have fun, make some racket, and looking around at some other places that I might be able to move into, because right now I have to borrow places to go and practice. I can't really make much noise where I am, so yeah.
Drive the neighbors crazy.
Yeah, well, I start charging them money.
Trevor, how about you? What are you doing when you're not on the road and playing music all over the place?
Yeah. Well, I've got two little boys at home, 5 and 7. So there's a lot of time hanging out with those guys. My wife is she's busy and on call right now. So we're kind of like two ships in the night, it seems, especially these days. So the boys and I spend a lot of time hanging out together, playing Lego. That's the big thing. They love Star Wars and Lego. Those are the two big things. They're in school, so kind of helping them out with schoolwork. They play hockey twice a week, so take them over to hockey when I can be around on the weekends. And besides that, recording, writing and recording music. I've got I did this solo record. It was just probably I think it's 2016 that I put that out.
Oh, cool.
And then I recorded another solo record, but I haven't released it yet. But it's in a totally different direction than the kind of folky Celtic stuff I've written in the past. It's kind of like a Motown throwback kind of thing. So, and I played everything, almost everything on it. Drums, bass, guitars, keyboards, all that stuff. And then I went down to Ohio and had some great horn players play the horn parts on it. So it's in the bag, I guess. But I've just been really focused on writing Enter the Haggis stuff and that recording right now. So I've kind of put that on the back burner for the moment, until I can find a time to get it mixed and get it out to folks. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What's your influences growing up?
Well, my dad loved Motown, that Motown R&B sound, Supremes, playing a lot, and we had, my parents were, growing up in the '60s, the Beatles and those classic bands from that era. Certainly from an early age, those were big influences. And my dad was a big fan of a Canadian folk songwriter, singer, musician called Stan Rogers. And Stan was born in Hamilton, Ontario, but spent a lot of time growing up on the east coast of Canada. He died way too young. He left behind the legacy of probably 100 or 200 amazing folk songs and a bunch of records. But I think he died in his early 30s. He was on tour and in a small plane landing at the Covington Airport in Kentucky, and the plane sort of crash landed. Ooh. And he had a big deep voice, which has made him a superb folk singer. And he was able to leave the plane, but he sort of stood in the doorway as the smoke was billowing out and trying to guide people out with his big voice. And he ended up dying of smoke inhalation shortly thereafter. But as I say, there's a festival named in his honor called Stanfest out in Canso, Nova Scotia, and we had the privilege of playing that festival a number of years ago. And his brother, Garnet Rogers, is a great folk singer-songwriter in his own right, and his voice is almost identical to Stan's voice, and he still plays some of Stan's music. So, but anyway, Stan Rogers continues to be a huge influence on me from a songwriting standpoint. He really gravitated towards the stories of just everyday people, and the small, the struggles and victories, of just the kind of working class, farmers and, especially rural people. And I think, a lot of the songs I've written, have been some similar subject matter. So, I love picking up small town stories, and I was trying,
sense of realism.
I think so. Yeah. Whenever I hear a great little story like that, I'll always make note of it and then go back to it when I'm trying to write tunes. So, yeah.
I know, very cool. Mm-hmm. How about you, Craig? Who's your influences?
Well, I'm first and foremost a Beatles fan before anything. I think they were, in my opinion, they were the epitome, of songwriting and all the rest of it. Of course, there are many other people who are great too, but I've always, it's always been that, that was, the Beatles were my first sort of real find in the music world. Of course, I was very young at the time, and then as I moved along, really got into Rush, especially in their early sort of grittier days and that type of stuff, and of course everything else that was going on at that time. Led Zeppelin,
of course,
really got into all of that, got all the vinyl and blasted all of that stuff for a long time. Genesis, when I discovered Selling England by the Pound, I thought, man, this is so cool. There's so much going on here. There's a lot of diversity, a lot of kind of storytelling, and there's so many layers to what they're doing. So I really got into that. And so it was a lot of the classic rock that was going on, and so much cool stuff. Lately, I've been listening to some of the stuff that I remember sort of being out in the early '80s, like Al Stewart, some of that stuff. Year of the Cat, and all this stuff, like Jerry Rafferty stuff, and man, really some cool vibes and feeling. April Wine, Canadian group from Montreal. A lot of cool stuff going on with them. And that and the fact that I was playing trumpet. My principal instrument was trumpet when I went to McMaster for music. I only did 1 year of music, but it was influential. And I got to couple of times I got to hear Buddy Rich play live.
Wow.
Woody Herman. I played a lot of the big band standards and all that kind of stuff. So it was quite diverse for me. And of course, I was listening to all the piping stuff that was going on at the time too. So a lot of diversity.
Yeah, that's good.
And then when we started, in the early days of the band, thinking about, well, what can I do? I can I can play 3 chords on the guitar. I can play bagpipes. That was basically it. I could play a bit of trumpet. These things weren't connected at the time. They were 3 different worlds altogether. And at that point, I started talking about what I wanted to do, and various friends would come forward because the internet wasn't really going yet, and they'd say, "Hey, have you heard of this band, Dissidentin? Have you heard of this band, Planksty?" And I started playing that kind of stuff, Planksty and the Bothy Band and all that type of stuff. And man, there was some incredible stuff out there, and not just traditional stuff, but like Planksty, where they were taking it to another level altogether with all these traditional instruments. They were pushing the boundaries of what you could do.
They Canadian band?
No, they're from Ireland.
Ireland?
Yeah. Fantastic band. You ever get a chance, or you go on YouTube, look up their greatest hits and whatever, and it's incredible stuff there. We got the uilleann pipes going, and you really find the power of the flat seventh. In Celtic music sometimes, you're playing along, it's all major, and all of a sudden you hit that flat seventh, and it's just like, wow, this is exotic. This really takes it somewhere else altogether.
Brightens it up a little.
I got lucky about a year ago. A fan of ours, a fan friend out in New Jersey, Tony Stollers, gave me his entire record collection, a few hundred records.
Wow.
And I had collected records when I was a teenager, but just traveling from one place to the next, it just got to be too much. Living in little apartments and things. So I donated them back. But Tony, Tony digitized his collection and gave me like 6 big boxes of records, and I've got the record player hooked up. Craig gave me the record player and the tuner, and I got some speakers from the Goodwill store, $6 a pop.
Beauty.
Big speakers. I get the kids will go over and they'll pull a record off the shelf, and it'll be something random, but a lot, actually, I think of it because it's a lot of, almost every band that Craig just mentioned is in this record collection, from the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, the Planksty, all Jethro Tull, old Genesis stuff.
Was that in there? Planksty was in there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you got lucky.
He's got a lot of similar taste in music to Tony and Craig do.
Yeah.
But it's been great, and it's been influential. Like especially when the kids will pick something off the shelf that that I wouldn't have gravitated towards necessarily. I don't know anything about, and plop it on, and it's cool to listen to some stuff. And you just, of course, you can't beat that vinyl sound. It's just
the warm sound.
Oh man,
Trev's also
crackling.
Trev's a big fan of Bob Dylan and the band, and that's
absolutely,
that's great. That big folky sound, that sort of creative warmth, and there's kind of a looseness in that music.
Oh yeah.
Not just kind of a looseness.
No, but at the same time, it just doesn't matter. It's like listening to Shane MacGowan sing perfectly out of tune.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how else you can.
Oh, it's so much better. Yeah, it's good.
It's just that thing where it just comes. It's a feel. It's not a. You're not talking precision. We're not talking.
Technical or
tuning or any
sincerity to it. Yeah.
It's just it just carries through. I mean, you listen to old Cat Stevens records, and I remember when listening to them as a teenager and going like, man, this is just absolutely incredible stuff. And then I didn't listen to it for many years. Went back to it, I listened to it, and you think, this is a lot less perfect than I thought it is, or than I remember it being. Of course. In those days, you didn't do so much. as far you didn't go back and tune all the vocals precisely, or
You couldn't. I mean,
No,
there's
no
a
way to do
tendency
it.
these days to go overboard with
Yeah,
that, like just
exactly.
tuning vocals, like, when we're singing in harmony in the studio, just like tuning everybody's voice so it's like perfect harmonies. But I don't know, you can definitely go too far in that direction and take the life. Suck the life right out of the music by
Yeah.
doing that. We've learned that. I think like the bagpipes cannot be perfectly in tune in a recording because they won't sound right, and a whistle
No.
can't be perfectly in tune. It's not supposed to be.
No, you'll lose a bit of the the bite when everything's just so contained and falling within the just intonation. It's kind of like when they first started making pianos work, compared to say a violin. They had to alter the intervals. I mean, you would have a perfect fifth, say going from an A to an E, and that would be very bright on the violin. But to fit it on a piano, you would have to reduce that interval a little bit, and then the third you'd have to make a bit sharper and that type of thing. Anyway, we could go on and on talking about intervals and all the rest of it. I'm sure you've got something more interesting.
No, I like hanging out with you guys, actually. One of my all-time favorite bands from Canada, the Bert Nielsen Band. You guys familiar with those guys?
Yes.
One of my all-time I used to have them come to the EC and play for me back in the day, and worked a lot of like jam band festivals with those guys. And
Okay, yeah, my brother-in-law went to school with he went to school at Lakehead up in Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay, right. I think
and
that's where they got their start.
That's right, yeah. And the Bert Nielsen Band was they were starting off when my brother-in-law was in school up there. So he burned me a CD of their stuff, a live CD. I listened to a bunch. Yeah, that's funny.
One of my favorite bands from Canada of all time.
Yeah,
and
good band.
Enter the Haggis, too.
And
then Rush. You got to put Rush on. So let's take a little break. You guys want to play a song when we come back? I know
Sure,
you guys
sounds
got to
good.
head out to Oswego really quick, so let's maybe get a quick tune in, and I'll cut you.
Okay, sounds good.
So let's hang out for a minute. We're going to take a quick little break, get them tuned up and stuff like that. And it's
Not too tuned.
Not too tuned, right.
You fix it later, right?
Right, exactly. We'll take a quick little break, and we'll come right back. Thanks, it's EC Radio.
You know what the hell you're listening to?
It's EC Radio.
Never you mind what I'm making. You should spend some time taking a personal inventory of what you're doing for the betterment of society.
Hey, it's Adeline Van Dyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. Just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725. In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.
We are a generation of lost masculinity, and we got to start getting it back. No matter if you're straight or gay, no matter if you stick it in the front or you stick it in the rear. For the love of our sons, we've got to stick it in there like a man.
Thank you for calling the EC Radio Attitude Adjustment Line. Press 1 if you need a good slap in the mouth. Press 2 if you need a stern verbal lashing. Press 3 if you need a timeout. Press 4 to respond to the voices in your head. Press 5 if you need to talk to your mom. And if this is an actual emergency, please hang up and call someone who gives a shit.
Attention listeners, EC Radio is not responsible for unwanted pregnancies, alcoholism, domestic situations, missing brain cells, amplified voices in your head, weakened bladders, bloodshot eyes, STDs, PTSDs, ADHD, HIV, ESPNs, CNNs, rapid head movements, and spontaneous human combustion.
EC Radio, right here on the Disruption Network. It has certainly been a long and winding road, as the Beatles so aptly put it in the song. Tell us how it's brought you right here to this very moment.
Well, you know something bad, Rich? I feel like every moment in my life has led up to this moment right here. And EC Radio, teaming up with the Disruption Network, only here to kick ass and take names. Can you dig it, brother?
All right, 2017. You spent the past several years establishing yourself as one of the finest practitioners in radio podcasting. People want to know what to expect.
You live by the book, then you die by the book. And I'm here to throw out the rule book and break all morality code here on the Disruption Network, daily from 3 to 6, EC Radio, brother!
Utica, New York, we're coming for you Monday through Friday. Don't you dare miss it.
Hey, it's Adeline Van Dyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725. In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.
Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you'll support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
How you doing, everybody? It's EC Radio, the Saturday edition of EC Radio. I'm digging the Saturday shows, Todd. I think I'm liking the Saturday shows. We might have to do these more often. I think so. I think this is a lot of fun. We are having a Saturday show of EC Radio because we've got my friends in the house, Craig and Trevor from Enter the Haggis. They're here hanging out, and I appreciate you guys stopping in and hanging out with us, man. It's been a lot of fun. And
absolutely.
Really appreciate it. And if you guys could just share this when we're done and
absolutely
get it out to the masses.
Totally.
You'd be doing us a huge favor here. Todd, there's his mic right there, right? That's his? Okay, cool. So we've got the boys all set up, and they're going to play us a couple tunes. You guys, what do you guys got in mind? What are you guys going to play for us?
Play a few jigs.
A few jigs?
Yeah, just start off, and then we'll figure something else out for the second thing.
Awesome.
Depending on how the sound goes, the pipes are a lot louder in guitar. You guys can kind of motion me to move further away from the microphone.
Let's use this mic instead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay, so I'll just hang here because it's probably going to be loud enough.
Yeah, it's gonna. Those pipes blast. They're loud.
Oh, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Craig and Trevor. Enter the Haggis. Nice. Now, what's the name of that one? That's just
I don't know the name
well, actually,
of the first one.
that one we decided to.
I don't know the name of the first one.
There we go.
I know the name of the second one now. Do you want to know the name of the second one?
Yeah.
Donald Willie and his dog. Donald Willie and his dog. I don't know why anybody would write a song about a man and his dog, but why not? Someone wrote one about a wrecking ball.
Pipe tunes often have comical names associated with them. Yep.
Yeah. They're all kind of comical behind them.
But yeah, we've Craig and I as a duo. We play all sorts of stuff. We're gonna try a traditional tune now, an Irish ballad. This is called "The Leaving of Liverpool."
The Leaving of Liverpool.
Indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, enter the haggis. Woo.
Farewell to you, my own true love. I am going far away. I am bound for California, and I know that I'll return again someday. So fare thee well, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. I am sailing upon a Yankee sailing ship. Davy Crockett is her name, and her captain's name is Burgess, and they say that she's a floating shame. So fare thee well, my own true love, when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Sun is on the harbor, love, and I wish I could remain, for I know it will be a long, long time if ever I see you again. So fare thee well, my own true love, when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. So fare thee well, my own true love, when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. It's not the leaving of Liverpool, but my darling, when I think of thee.
That was awesome. That was awesome. So cool, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you.
You guys are playing in Oswego. Is that a public show tonight?
Yeah, open to the public, yep.
Open to the public, so if you're out in the Oswego area, where are you playing?
The Ancient Order of Hibernians, the AOH Oswego. Yep.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Fantastic people up there.
Yeah, it is. It's a cool little town. Oswego's a fun town.
Yeah.
You got to come up in the summertime. Have you guys ever played Harbor Fest?
We have.
Yeah.
Last year. I think we're playing it again this year, actually.
And rocking.
Yeah.
That's a great time.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Great time. We want to do one more and close this out?
Oh,
what do you think?
Do we have another one?
Do you have another one?
Sure.
Do one more, and we get. I know you guys got to get out of here, so I don't want to keep you too much. Even though I already have.
Dead Man's Company, maybe.
Oh yeah, that was one by Trev.
Yeah. This is
let me grab a harmonica. I'm gonna have to rumble around in a harmonica box over there. Tell
well,
a joke.
I can tell them the story of the song.
Tell a joke.
This is a story that I got. I was reading the CBC News up in Canada, and it's told the story of a guy who was walking along the beach out in Canso, Nova Scotia, where Stanfest is located. And the guy found a bottle. He was cleaning up. He had a routine of going out and picking up trash off the beach, and picked up this bottle. And it looked a bit funny, so he opened it. And when he opened it, he found most notably the ashes of a dead guy, and a note and some money. And the note explained that these were the ashes of the father of the people who'd written the note, and that their dad had never had a chance to see the world during his. He always wanted to travel, but didn't have a chance to during his life. So this was their way of sending him on an epic voyage in the afterlife. So if you found this bottle, you were asked to please take their dad out for a drink in the local pub, use the money, and then stuff some more money back into it and chuck him back in the ocean. So that's what this guy did. And I exchanged a few emails with this guy after the fact, too, and sent him the song. This guy took the guy out for a drink in the local pub, and then he gave the bottle to some deep sea fishermen who were going way out. And they went as far as they were going out to sea, and they chucked the bottle in the ocean again. So who knows where this guy is right now, but maybe he'll turn up in the news again somewhere on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. We'll see.
You got to play the song for him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, so I wrote this song. This is on my solo album. And it's called Dead Man's Company. 1, 2, 3, 4. I walking on the ocean side, a strange thing I did see. A bottle with a note inside I'd washed up on the beach. Was a letter from a stranger with money free to spend. He asked a simple favor, so I did just what he said. And he said, have a drink on me, and I'll be on my way. Travel across the ocean till this whiskey bottle breaks. Won't you have a drink on me? In the morning set me free. I bet you never had a drink in a dead man's company. It said he lived a reckless life, straying younger years. Whiskey, wine, and cigarettes, and chased it down with beer. But he dreamt of one day traveling, a chance he never had. So they finished off the bottle and they filled it with his ash. He said, have a drink on me, and I'll be on my way. I'll travel across the ocean till this whiskey bottle breaks. Won't you have a drink on me? In the morning set me free. I bet you never had a drink in a dead man's company. Noted for no address, so his home I did not know. Maybe far afield or a stranger down the road. But the whole thing made me wonder where I'm going when I die. If a whiskey bottle's heaven, I can leave here with a smile. And he said, have a drink on me, and I'll be on my way. I'll travel across the ocean till this whiskey bottle breaks. Won't you have a drink on me? In the morning set me free. Hope you never had a drink in a dead man's company. He said, have a drink on me, and I'll be on my way. I'll travel across the ocean till this whiskey bottle breaks. Won't you have a drink on me? In the morning set me free. I bet you never had a drink in a dead man's company.
Awesome. Yeah, that was great, guys.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you so much. I had a friend just text me and said, this is the best EC radio ever. The best EC radio ever.
Well, thanks, man. It's been great to reconnect with you after all these years.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
Glad you're doing well.
Thank you, man. It's great to see you guys, and please come back. Next time you guys are in the area, please come back. And
absolutely.
We'll chop it up a little bit.
We'll do it.
Have some fun. And Craig and Trevor, thank you so much for coming in. And don't forget, the Great American Irish Fest is happening at the end of July at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds. So go out, support, get your tickets, people. It's always a great time. Enter the Haggis is there, and as well as the Elders and Hair of the Dog and House of Hamel. House of Hamel as well. So
Searson,
Gothard,
and
the Gothard sisters.
We Banjo 3, Gothard
We
sisters.
Banjo 3. Who else? Lots.
Lots and lots of acts. Lots and lots of acts.
Lots of people.
Yeah, man.
Thanks again, guys, for coming. And also, I want to remind you can listen to this podcast and previous podcasts of EC Radio and all the content that we have on Disruption Network at disruptionnetwork.net, the all-new website that we got going on. Thanks again, guys. Good luck. Safe travels.
All the best, man. Thanks.
EnterTheHaggis.com. You can find them on the World Wide Web. And this has been a lot of fun. So,
Rock on, brother.
gentlemen, take care. We'll see you. We'll see you on Monday. See you.
Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725. In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.